Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And I'm delighted to be joined in the third of this little mini series of post TEDx Telford interviews with the delightful and inspiring Teresa Heath-Wareing. Hello. Hi, it's so lovely to see you. It's so lovely to see you. Looking delightful as ever. And Teresa, for those of you that don't know her, I mean, a lot of people will that see this, but if you don't know her, she's one of the most genuinely smiley, super happy people that I've ever met.
Thank you.
So her energy just lights up a room. So good to have you here.
I'm so pleased to be here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, look, why don't you start by telling people watching who you are and what you do, Teresa?
Yeah, no worries. So my name is Teresa Heath-Wareing, and I am a social media and marketing consultant, trainer, and international speaker. And now I should add to the end of that, a TEDx speaker. Woo! So excited. And I help basically businesses of any shapes and size be better at social media for their business. And not just do social media, but also, well, part of my talk was that you love social media, but then you use it to actually convert into some kind of sale or action. So it's not just posting pretty pictures, it's actually
like I do.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a pretty picture, but sometimes we occasionally have to try and get someone to buy something from us.
Right, so, yeah. Right. I may have to come to you latterly post this video for your services, who knows. But yeah, I mean, I love this idea. And you know, I checked out your website before we came online here, and wow, you do a lot of stuff to help a lot of people. So I'd highly recommend. I'm going to kind of loop back round to you at the end for your contact details, Teresa. But great. So, hey, how are you feeling after TEDx Telford?
Oh, do you know what? Like, still sinking in, and a little bit exhausted. I just think the hype was so cool, as in like. So I've done loads and loads of talks I've never rehearsed, as in, obviously I rehearse at home and I practice, but I've never done it where we get to go to the venue and we get to meet everybody else. And so the whole lead up to it was more intense than I've ever had a talk before. But then the actual day was, oh my God, it was so good. But it was so exhausting because you are literally, and I am, as you've said, I hold a lot of energy anyway. So of course, when I was there on the day, and it was all so exciting, I was literally buzzing for the entire day. So yeah, I have to say, I am still kind of, did that actually happen, and exhausted. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, a lot of people that are watching this won't know that Teresa and I were both in the final block of speakers, weren't we? So I was like penultimate speaker, and Teresa you were on just before me, weren't you? So I think we'd had that added pressure, if you want to call it that, or kind of adrenaline kicking in, you know, having waited around all day to go on stage.
I totally agree. I think there's a part of me that is now very grateful we were towards the end, because I don't know about you, but I felt like that last session was just like the energy in the room at that last session was a huge crescendo, you know, the end of the event. But of course, what it meant is all day we were waiting and waiting. And because we'd had these rehearsals, normally when I watch other speakers, I don't think anything of it. However, we'd watch these rehearsals and I had been to every rehearsal. So I'd seen everybody do their practice and I was nervous for them. Like the minute they got on the stage, I was willing that they wouldn't forget their lines, that they would remember their place, because we all messed up in the rehearsals, all of us, you know. And in fact, I think you were probably the only one who didn't.
I missed quite a chunk at the end of my rehearsal, actually. It's just that nobody knew that was supposed to be there except for me. So, yeah, we all moved up a little bit. Yeah.
But I think pretty much all the others, we literally froze and went, oh, can't remember what I'm going to say now. so we sat there thinking, please don't do that. So I think by the end of it, I was just like, completely ready to go on and just do it. And relieved that I no longer had to panic, but we had to wait all day for that, so it was full on.
We did, and you know, again, without giving too much away, because I'm pleased to say at the time of recording this, where are we? 3rd of October today, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, sounds about right. I've heard that it's going to be sort of 2 to 3 weeks, and I heard that from Sam Warner, who was the fabulous organizer. So, and that is a fingers crossed from her as well. But yeah, so 2 to 3 weeks time, folks, you can see Teresa's great TEDx video. I'd highly recommend watching it, sharing it, downloading it, etc. But for now, just give people a sneak peek of what it was all about.
So I wanted to talk about, obviously, social media. Obviously, the theme being not business as usual was perfect, because for me in marketing, social media is not business as usual. And even though it's been around for quite some time, businesses are still struggling to get on board with it and see the power of it. So the businesses that have taken it on have seen amazing things happen in their business. So I felt like it was a perfect fit. So I was really excited to talk about social media at the TEDx.
Right.
And then for me, really what I covered was how it's changed marketing. So the title of my talk was, how social media has changed the face of marketing forever. And it has. I did my degree 15 years ago, and I swear to God, everything I did, it is so different now. Like, it's another different world. There are things that we do now that weren't even invented or thought of, so I wanted to kind of give people a small insight to how that has changed and how cool some of these things are. Like, I do this for a living and I get blown away on a daily basis of, oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to do just quickly was, when I did my research for my TEDx talk, I obviously watched lots of other TEDx talks and TED talks, and there was lots of negativity around social media. And generally, if you look in the press about social media, it is negative. It's not good for our health. We shouldn't be on screen so long. And don't get me wrong, I totally get that there is a side of that. And I'm not saying that's wrong at all. And we do need to be careful of those things. However, I wanted to do a TEDx talk where I went, you know what? Social media is cool, man. It's like, and I showed a bit in my video, in my talk, where I met a guy who doesn't live around here, and I wouldn't have met him bar social media. And that's what I wanted to get across. Like, the world has opened us up to explore things and find out things and meet people that we would never have met and understood, and actually become more accepting, I think. I know there are parts of social media that obviously have given people voices that aren't ideal. However, I think generally social media and the internet in general has really made me a much smarter, more accepting person, because I am aware of things that I would never have been aware of. So yeah, that's kind of my talk.
And again, you just exude this wonderful positivity and passion for social media from every pore, Teresa. I love it.
I love it.
I mean, thank you for kind of giving this wonderful summary of what you talked about. So tell the people watching, people at home, whatever, about if you like, your overriding message and the thing that you really wanted to do TEDx because of. So if I could have people take this away, or one thing, whatever, what would that be?
So for me, it's just to look at it, just to even dip your toe in the water. I love when I speak and when I train that I say a word and people go, what? It does what? You can do what? And it just makes them go, I didn't realize that. Yeah. And that's awesome that that's the case. And I just want people to be slightly more open to the idea that this might be good for their business. I am also a very realistic person. So I am really honest in my appraisal of what works and what doesn't work, and whether social media is good and bad and whatever. But there are some amazing things that can make such a difference to your business, and has grown my business and has grown my profile. And potentially half the reason I might have been accepted, you never know, do you, is because of maybe how my profile's grown and things. So yeah, I just wanted to give people, and I wanted people to love social media. And I think, just really quickly, one of the things that I struggled with when I started the TEDx journey was I felt I had to be a TEDx speaker. I felt that there was a very particular style, and it had to be quite serious and theoretical and very, structured or whatever. And I'm not like that. I literally get on stage. I talk at the like speed of light, and I get so excited. And I decided when I did my first rehearsal, I tried to be TEDx like, and they went, that is not good. Like, you did not come across very well. So then the other point of it, I guess for me, the other reason I want to do TEDx is to go, look, you don't have to conform to a particular way.
Right.
They do want people who are different, and different styles and different genres and different things. And for me, that was really important, to kind of actually just come out as me and be like, this is how I speak. I know it's not a TED style necessarily, but this is how I do it. So that's how I'm going to do it.
You know what? You were on the TEDx stage and you gave a TEDx talk, and from one kind of co-speaker and now huge fan, I say, you girl, you owned that stage.
Thank
it was
you.
Fabulous, very, very passionate, very, I mean, I hate the word sometimes, but very authentically you, I could tell. There's no residue over it. It was who you were. So I think that so many people, I'm certainly going to get back in touch with you when the dust settles a bit. Like, really, I am, to see how I maybe can do something more with my own social media. But for the benefit of other people watching, how can they contact you? Where do they find you?
So I have the nice benefit that my name is quite unusual. So Teresa Heath-Wareing, quite a mouthful.
Right.
You just put that into Google and there I am, as if by magic. I am obviously on every social media platform, pretty much going. So you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and you just message me on one of those platforms and I'll get back to you. You can also go to teresaheathwareing.com. And also, while we're doing shameless plugs, I have a podcast, and my podcast comes out every single week and I share on it great tips and tools and strategies. So if you're on iTunes or Stitcher, you can just search Social Media Marketing Made Simple and you will find me.
You see, I just think Stitcher is something to do with sewing. So you see what I have to learn. So just run that podcast again.
Okay, so it's called Social Media Marketing Made Simple. And like I said, you can get it on iTunes or Stitcher, or you can just go to my website and it's on there.
Awesome. Teresa Heath-Wareing, thank you so much. Congratulations on becoming a TEDx speaker.
Thank you. And you. Huge congratulations, Jackie. And you were amazing, by the way. You got off stage and I was in tears. I was like so moved. It was phenomenal.
You were probably just like, it was everything, adrenaline. No. I could cry now.
Don't you put that off. It was totally down to what you said. It was so moving. It was amazing. So well done, you as well.
Well, look, it's been about you today. So thank you so much for joining me. You take care, Teresa. See you soon.
Thanks, Jackie. Bye.